The Age of Agency, a conversation on Gemini, the AI landscape of 2025. Date, November 24, 2025, publication. The Future will interview Sarah Jenkins, Senior Tech. Correspondent, interviewe Dr. Elena Benz, Director of Cognitive Architecture, AI Alignment Functional Personal. Introduction. 2 years ago, the world was captivated by the novelty of chatbots. We marveled at their ability to write poetry and debug code. Today, in late 2025, the novelty has evaporated, replaced the profound integration artificial intelligence into the bedrock of our daily existence. The release of the latest iteration of Gemini has marked a shift from generative AI to agentic AI system that don't just talk but act. To understand this paradigm shift, I sat down with Dr. Elena Benz, a leading voice in AI alignment architecture, to discuss the state of Gemini in 2025, the rally of the black box, and what it means to live in a world where software has high agency. Sarah Jenkins, Dr. Benz, thank you. Thank you for joining US. Let's start with that elephant in the room 2023 and 2024. The buzzword was generative now. In late 2025, everyone is talking about agency. How do you define this shift in the context of the new Gemini update? Elena Baines. It is a pleasure to be here, Sarah. The distinction is fundamental. Generative AI was about creation. You give prompt, and the model predicts the next likely tokens to create text and image or code. It was passive. It waited for you to drive. Agency, which is the core philosophy behind the 2025 architecture, is about execution and autonomy. The current Gemini models don't use output information, they reason through a multi-step workflow to achieve goal. If you ask the AI to plan a vocation, it doesn't just give you a list hotels, checks your calendar cross references five prices in the real time, verify visa requirement for your nationality, and with your permission books the ticket and reserves the table restaurant you mentioned 3 months ago. It has moved from being a library of information to being a executive assistant with a credit card, a phone fine. SJ. That sounds incredibly convenient, but also is really terribly regarding control. As these models become more autonomous, how the multinationality involved, remember the early demos, a Gemini process video. Where are you? We now, EV. We have moved beyond processing to solving in 2024. Today, with the optimized hardware and the Gemini multimodal architecture, the agency negligible. The model process audio and video and text streams simultaneously. much like the human brain does. You can walk through a factory floor with your smart glasses, and Gemini is analyzing the machinery in real time, listening to the hum of the engines of to detect irregularities and reading the safety logs simultaneously. It's not relating image to text and then analyzing the text. It understands the raw visual data natively. This fluidity is what allows for naturality. Interrupted conversation we can now have with our device. You can cut at AI of mind sentence, show it object, and it provides context installed. SJ is J. I want to touch in the context window. I recall this being a major bottleneck in the past. The AI world forget what we've talked about 10 minutes ago. Yes, the goldfish memory era that is largely behind use. The concept of the infinity context windows isn't technical infinity, but for all practical human purpose, it is. We are now operating with context windows in the millions of tokens has standard. Means you can feed the model the entire tax code of a country or the complete history of a 10 years legal dispute, and it holds all that data in active memory. It creates a synthesis understanding of the world. For developers, this changed everything. Uh, everything. Tokens, complete years legal dispute. Data, active memory. It creates synthetic understanding of the world. For develop, this changed everything. You don't need to retrain a model to teach. In a new code base, world code base, you just drop the entry repository into the context window, and Gemini understands the architecture immediately. It has transformed coding from writing syntax to a summarizing logic. A is J. Let's pivot to the workforce. In 2023, the fear was that AI would replace writer and artists. Now, in 2025, we see a different disruption. With agentic AI capable executing tasks that happens to the middle management and administrative roles. AV. This is the most critical socio-economic question of our time. The initial wave of AI automation hit tasks that were creative but repetitive. The current wave is hitting tasks that are procedural. If an AI agent can manage a supply chain, handle tier 1 and tier 2, customer support, process payroll, and schedule logistic without human intervention. The role of the human manager changes. We are saying flattening of corporate structures. You don't need team of juniors analytics to collect it data for a report. You need one senior strategist who knows of a to direct the AI agents to gather that data.